Kirsten, why don't you talk about being ranked in the top 20, the poll that came out today? What are your thoughts about that?
You know, it's really, I was even just telling the team this, it's really a testament to the team last year. So it's good for our program. It means nothing for this year, other than I think expectations are high, and it really is where we end at the end of the season. I know it's coach speak, but I really actually believe that. So it's a compliment to last year's team and the program the last few years more than anything.
Were you surprised at that, or did you kind of expect it?
No, it's about where I thought we'd land. Anywhere from the 16 to probably 22 range, I thought we'd probably land there.
What's different about going into a season coming off of a Sweet 16 berth versus still trying to get to that point? I mean, what's different about this off season and going into this fall where you're at right now?
I think the great thing of making the Sweet 16 last year is it made us really hungry. I can tell you from a coaching staff perspective, we want to go further. So now it's, what do we need to do to make the Elite Eight, the Final Four, and that expectation is there. And that's how tradition is established, and I think we're getting there step by step, and I think that's what we've done over the last 13 years is do it one step at a time. And it's obviously the first goal is to make the NCAA tournament and do well in conference, but we have bigger goals, and it's going to take a lot of hard work against a lot of great teams to make that happen.
You feel like you have the team that you want to try and move past that and into the Elite Eight, Final Four, et cetera?
I think we have great talent. I think we have great culture. I think there's probably 25 to 30 teams that are in that same boat, and it's about who's working hard when no one's looking. It's about how people handle academics with all of it. It's who stays healthy, who can win despite coaching. So all those things are going to play a factor. But I'm pumped, and I really like the group a lot. I really liked the group last year. I think that culture is still in place, and those are good things to build off of.
Could this be the most talented team you've ever had since you've been here at Creighton?
I don't know. It's hard for me to. I have trouble comparing year to year. It's a talented team. I think that we've got options in every position. I think we have some depth. But it's we've been good the last. We've had a lot of talent the last few years, and it's putting the pieces together. I don't know where people are going to be playing. I don't know where people are going to be on the court. So a lot of those decisions have to be made. Again, staying healthy is just so key. But it's a talented group, no doubt.
How does Lydia fit in to the mix right now? Obviously, she's been with the team and doing workouts now for a few months. But I mean, how's she looked so far trying to mix into that team chemistry?
Lydia's outstanding. She's if she didn't set for us, she would be in the mix to be a starting hitter. We've focused her effort all on setting right now. But the great thing, you never know with the transfer if they're going to come in and mesh with the players, and she did from day one. She's a leader already on the team, and physically she's pretty special. So we're excited. She's competing with Jacqueline Taylor, our freshman that's come in, who's also a great setter. So again, in every position, battles are going on, and we'll see how they play out.
You got a setter. Tell us who's got that position, and what do you think about it?
Well, like I said, Lydia and Jacqueline are duking it out. We've completed one day of practice, so ask me in 2 weeks, I might have a better idea, or maybe even in a week. They both do different things, but they're both athletic. They're both tall. They fit. Even as a coach, you don't realize that you have certain kids that you're attracted to in positions, and there's no doubt. As I look at it, I like tall, lanky setters that can throw the ball around, that have pretty good feet, and they fit that mold.
When you look at returning players, obviously a lot of talent with Jess, and Jaylee, and Lauren. How do you get some of the younger girls into the mix while still trying to showcase what you guys have to offer?
Well, I can tell you some of the players that you didn't mention are as good as those guys. So the fun thing is that we'll go at it in practices, and you hope you can come up with some objective data, by statting and some of those things to make decisions that aren't purely subjective. But no doubt that we have some veterans that have been through the ropes, been through some experiences that our young kids haven't, but it'll be a dogfight. And I tell you truthfully, I have no idea what our lineup's going to look like.
Winters, she's coming off that big year from last year. coming into her sophomore, how good is she when you look at her?
You know, Jaylee, physically she's very, very good. Jaylee just has an edge to her that I love. She's just a kid that I always say her greatest strength is her short memory. She is a kid that if she makes an error, she wants the next ball and it's forgotten. And those players are hard to find. A lot of, I think volleyball is made up by a lot of perfectionists. So if they make a mistake, they sometimes will fixate on that mistake. Jaylee can let that go and move on to the next ball, and I think that's really what makes her great. Other than, obviously she can create well, she's got power. I mean, she's got the whole package. But I think her mind is what's pretty special.
Your schedule, you're going out to USC, you're going down to Lincoln to play the national champions. Talk about your schedule, how that might help you prepare for the postseason.
Yeah. We always, the last 5-6 years, we've tried to set up a really rigorous schedule. We recruit players with the idea that we're going to play one of the toughest schedules in the country. Come here, you can do that, and then we'll go into a good Big East and have an opportunity to fight for a championship. Our goal is to host, so we need to be a top 16 seed to make that happen, which means we've got to play great teams and not only play them, but we need to beat some teams to have a shot at that. Again, lofty goals, but that's what we're shooting and what we're trying to set up.
With all these expectations, how do you feel about having such an inexperienced, well, I don't want to say inexperienced, but having a new setter? How does that affect the whole team?
So you've got two scenarios. You've got Lydia, who obviously has some good experience, not with our group, but has been at a Big Ten school for the last 2 years. But Jacqueline, she's ripe, and we've had freshman setters on the court in the past, so you always have a learning curve with that. I think the big thing is, for me, for a setter, beyond what they can do physically, but are they able to lead the team? Are they able to get their hitters to buy in? Just as a coach, you need buy-in. The setters need buy-in. I can tell you, Lydia established that last spring, so that was huge for us.